Am I allowed to be drinking whilst?
Yeah, of course.
I am.
Product placement for tenants.
Yeah, that's on now, and that's
we're trying really hard to get that tenant sponsorship.
So yeah, what's up then, guys? I got the pleasure to introduce you to the band from Glasgow called Lazer Eyes. Is that how you pronounce it? Lazer Eyes as in razor, but you got a Z instead of an S.
That's it. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing really good. I'm doing grand.
Excellent.
Just chilling out, and as everyone would be, what bands just haven't. I mean, most of the bands at the moment haven't really been doing much apart from then doing just I guess just been doing seeing what everyone else is doing, and just keeping it quiet and that. So Lazer Eye. So you guys are obviously from Glasgow.
Yep.
That's right.
That's cool. And so it was a real pleasure to play you guys on Sam Rader's Metal Show as well, and recently as well.
Oh, I appreciate that. I hope you hear me okay, yeah.
It was the track Stuck. I believe this track that I believe Dunk from PPP Promote Prey sent that track in to me, which was really nice. Do you know Dunk? Do you know that promotion? I'm sure you do.
Do we know what was it?
Plug Promote and Play.
Plug Promote and Play, we do. I've known Duncan since 2010, probably. He was my manager in one of my first ever jobs, way before the radio days started for him. So
he does the radio as well.
I know Duncan pre-radio. Yeah.
Pre-radio, before the radio was invented.
Before the fame, and he's been really amazing with Lazer Eye. He's taken us on board with the PPP, and he's been sending us out all over the place. We've been getting radio play.
That's good.
It's been great. Folk like yourself, you know.
I think it's very I was really appreciated for him to send me the track to me as well. So yeah, and it was really good for him to pass that track to me as well. Of course, Sam Rader's Metal Show. And so I'll give some name drops as well. So to get some name drops is a good thing as well. So I can always give a name drop to PPP, Bug Promote Prey, if they'll be hearing this. And
listening.
Yeah, if they're listening, a shout out to Dunk. And so he'll probably be sending me more fans as well. So I'm actually getting some really good promotion companies sending me tracks in now, and some independent bands like yourselves. So and I really appreciate a lot of these promotion companies sending me tracks in, and it really makes good to get some of the young blood, the new blood out there to play on the show. So.
The radio show was amazing. I was listening.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you liked it. And so you know it's already. It's an autistic radio station.
Yep.
So it's basically the world's first autistic radio station in the world.
First.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, but we're doing that. I'm doing my show from home, obviously, because I'm not in the studio at the moment. I would be in the studio if this wasn't to happen, obviously. But yeah, doing my shows from home and still getting the same experience. So doing my shows that I usually would do as well. So
it's lucky that that's the job you're doing as well. I mean, to working from home quite well. Has it been an easy transition for you?
Yeah, I've been doing it for 3 months now. Every week I do it now. First show every week.
That's not like happened yesterday.
It doesn't happen in the world.
Yeah.
That's excellent though.
I know it's been really good actually. I've adjusted it to a lot now, doing it from home, and it's just a great way. It's just great that I'm still doing it, and I'm still playing some bands. I'm still playing all these local bands, these bigger bands in between as well.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing. I wouldn't want to get away from it. I would always want to do interviews with bands. I would like to, hopefully one day it'll expand, and as more band promotions will send in bands. Fans will discover the station for the first time, and then just spread the word out as it goes. And I play like half band, half sportic bands, and half mainstream metal bands on my show at the moment. So I I combine show smaller bands and big bands on my show at the moment, and I find it really works. I just used to do it with one band every week, but now I do it for like 4 bands each week now. So it's
You're busy.
I know, well.
Very little time on your hands.
Sorry.
You've very little time on your hands.
I know I've got enough time to do all that, and it usually doesn't take me. It usually I can just do it like in an hour anyway to do it. So
Marks out of 10. How were we versus all the other bands for setup on a call?
It's no competition really.
It's better than not have them in separate streams and separate squares, and it's definitely normally the interview. If we're doing a Skype interview, you be in a square on this, you be in a square, and you be in a square, obviously. And I would probably be on this doing the square you're saying, because I'm separate. Obviously, I'm separate. So, but yeah.
You still mess up.
But yeah, we're going to actually ask questions. Obviously, this is what it's all about. So, we've got plenty of questions to ask you. So,
all right, we're an open book.
And so, yeah, I don't think I need to say anything else about Sam Radio now. And just make sure you tune in. If you want to tune in live, you can tune in at samradio.org and then obviously Sam Radio Metal Show. Check us out on Facebook. Give us a like, of course. And we've got Sam Radio as well. They've got their own Facebook page as well, just Sam Radio. So you go to facebook.com/this is Sam Radio for that page.
There's a subscribe button down here somewhere. I've always wanted to do that. I've never done it. It's down here.
It's down there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So So they got the. I mean, it'll be good to when they get to about 10,000 likes. I always want them to aim to get 10,000 likes to a Facebook page. It's going to take a while. I mean, we've been around for like 3 years now. Well, I've been doing my show for 3 years, but the station's been around for like 4 years. So 3 years of blood, sweat, and tears, I guess. Yeah. And well, I don't get sweaty with that, of course. And unless I'm headbanging and doing all that, I might get sweaty. But no, I'm quite comfortable in that room, nice and air conditioned as well in the studio, which is good. And we moved to we actually were in a smaller studio, a smaller room in a bigger building. And obviously it was like a tiny room. You can probably go and get you guys in the studio to come on. And then we moved to a nice fancy building and space, which has got a massive room, like, much bigger, to do band interviews. And I've done a few band interviews there, in the studio. Obviously, won't be doing it at the moment, but I was at the time doing band interviews with some of the bands from Edinburgh. But no, this is the plan B at the moment until we get back to plan A.
Yeah.
So plan B is this, and plan A will be we'll be interviewing you guys in the show itself.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So yeah, and so I mean that's me kind of covering this question all about Sam Radio, not you guys, obviously.
We love it.
Yeah,
we're welcome.
Yeah, well, that's a wee bit of are we discussing about the station then. So of course we'll start getting you guys questions then for you. So obviously you guys are Lazer Eye. How do you guys start the band?
Oh, that was so Chris, the little bubble up here. Me and Chris went to college together, so we were we started Lazer Eye. Chris was on the guitar. I was playing bass, so it's the opposite of the now. And we were going for that real, what was it, the 80s hair rock stuff, Chris, wasn't it? Like,
I like
Right.
your logo.
Yeah, it was very
Ruckus.
different. It was a very different band. We
We're going
were
through
like,
they had hair, you know.
yeah,
You go for the sort of gram metal look, like the proper Nicky Six lookalike.
Almost Steel Panther was Lazer Eye, which is why we've got a D in the name, because it's the coolest thing you can do, you know.
Steel Panther. Yeah. They actually wear wigs on that, so if you didn't know that, they don't have real hair, so yeah.
Oh, no, not at all. I've not heard that.
Kind of they don't want to do wear wigs on and implement the gram metal look like that. I think you need to just grow your hair and do it for real. Just get the hairspray out and get your bandanas out. And a lot of people probably will be getting the bandanas out for face masks, so you might get sort of hints of the gram metal kind of thing back again with the mask going on. They've been using bandanas to cover their faces up.
Exactly.
yeah. So basically, back then, like, me and Ryan were really skinny, and we could fit into like all the really tight spandex and leather and stuff. But then, as time went on, we got old and fat, and we just had to change the direction of the band. You know, we didn't look as good anymore. So, you know.
That's why they had to get me in there to bring in someone young and
yeah, young and fresh. We had to bring Jordan in for something to look at. The eye candy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I filled that role. I filled it.
Clearly. But that was it. We started as one band, big on the 80s side of things. Chris is an insane guitar player, like fucking playing with four hands, you know, like, so we were doing that.
Dimebag with the Pantera back with the 80s Pantera or something. They were gram as well.
Yeah. You know, and did that for a while, and then we had, like, we'd gone into other bands and stuff after college finished. And I met Jordan through my band at the time, which was called Static Roots, and Jordan was pals with the lead singer, Gaz. So Gaz introduced us. He's madly into Led Zeppelin. I was madly into Led Zeppelin, so we just went and booked a rehearsal space for 3 hours and played Zepp for the whole time.
Yeah, we were like, anytime there was like a party or we were chilling, me and Ryan would always talk about like getting a jam together because we were like cut from the same sort of musical cloth. So we'd always kind of talk about booking a rehearsal and how we'd be so keen for it, and then we eventually did it, and then
after
we
months
jammed.
And months.
We jammed for a couple of times, and then we realised it was electric dynamite coming from the tips. Nothing goes.
Yep. So I had to find Chris. He was trying to take over the world, and we interrupted that for a second. And asked him to come and stop playing guitar with four hands, and if he would kindly move on to the bass so we could write some other stuff.
We done great, but
eventually it worked.
Yeah.
We wore him down, and he was like, "Ah, fine." So we got in there and we started to do stuff more influenced in the stoner like vibe of things, you know. So
yeah, I heard the track was a bit more stoner than the gram sound was. And
yeah, Lazer Eye officially, like this version of Lazer Eye started in like the end of 2017, 2018.
okay.
And we just wanted to make a lot of noise, put our fuzz pedals on all the way up, get Jordan to play some wild things that we can't explain. You have to see these things.
I mean, I can't even explain that.
And just kind of go for that, you know, just groovy things you can bob along to that's not crazy inaccessible kind of stoner, not that like there is inaccessible.
So it's not when you're getting on the moss pits or the headbanging or something going.
You know, exactly, kind of poppier influence, so you could say, you know, like go for that, and that's where we've been, you know. It's been quite fun.
We want to sell out as fast as possible, you know, like we're all about getting that tenant sponsorship, making that money.
We're nearly there.
But it helps us hold it the right way, doesn't it?
Right, did it right.
Yeah. I mean, Red Fang have that the Pabst Blue Ribbon sponsorship. Why can't we get tenants? We're basically like the Scottish version. So
that is, we've never been described that way, and I'm so glad it came from you, Chris.
That's it. So we'll get you 10,000 likes, and
we'll get 10,000 cans.
We just want 10,000 cans of tenants. That's it.
10,000 gangies.
We'll make a music video with it.
You need to try and share out Sammy's merch show page. That would be amazing. Spread the light. Spread the warmth.
Yeah.
And just do that. That would make sense. So it'll definitely get there eventually. Just it'll take a long time, long time, but it'll get there. And if 10,000 likes, that would be actually amazing. I think that would be kind of like I'll be kind of an established music radio station probably by then.
Yeah.
By that amount of likes, and maybe get myself into crying eventually as well. Get myself. I wouldn't want to go and crying, but any metal radio station, maybe out there, Planet Rock or something.
Amazing.
Maybe I don't know if Metal Hammer do something, but I have something that's a bit more heavier praise. Any like general rock metal radio station out there, maybe was looking for someone that would be quite ideal to get on one of these shows eventually. But I'm going to stick with Sam Reader, not meaning this is going to happen. I'm going to stick with my own show, but when we get maybe a bit more established, we might actually have like more presenters that do a show. Of course, could have like, and we could have like obviously like a few techs maybe could be doing a metal, could be helping us as well. Could be a metal show, obviously. Obviously have see if you were watching a band obviously earlier on, the band, the singer in the band is actually my friend that does his known metal show on the radio on the same station obviously as well. So
Nice.
he does it as well. I'll give a wee shout out to him as well. I'm giving some name drops as well to all these independent things. And so yeah, Pete, and he's called. He's definitely a really good friend. He does his own metal show. He plays a lot of power metal, and I play a lot of various types of metal. He plays more power metal. And
was he in that video you sent to me?
Sorry?
Was he in the video from your previous band?
Yeah, he was in that band video there. He was the vocalist in the band.
Oh, nice.
Band, but he does his own metal show as well on the same station. So we're basically the two metalers that do the metal shows together on that same station. So, and then also a band together. We've got a guy called Cormac guitar, and I can't remember the bass player's name. Apparently, he's got a funny name. I think Chats. He's got a short name, but he's called Chats, I think. And Dave on drums, and of course I know him pretty much really well. He's in a few bands around Edinburgh area as well. He's not just in our band, but he plays in a couple of bands from here as well. And I had him on this show as well. I had him guesting on my show a couple of times. So yeah, really good drummer. Of course he's in like 5 bands or something.
The best drummers always are. Well, we always are.
So yeah, maybe he probably would then be like a generator basically. He's obviously kind of like the mindset of the Edinburgh metal scene, because he's like a generator to all. Because if he's going to be the drummer, he will be the generator to all these metal bands, and want a drummer, like a drummer, spare drummer. Obviously, drummers are hard to find, so he may be quite committed to do things. And he was actually doing it for us. Obviously, he was like a session drummer as well. So he was playing in his other band that same night as well. So his other band we were having an album once night, and Amelos they're called as well. And I'll give a name drop to them as well. So it's always the Nagas, and they're fantastic bands. Amelos, so he plays in them, he drums in them as well. So yeah, they're like metal. I think they're like melodic death metal. They play. He's just away.
We've been you've got me for just a second, Ryan. I'll be back.
Yeah. He's probably getting a wee couple or something.
Whilst you've got me, if you want to ask any questions about Ryan, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. Shall we move it on to the next question, or you want to say anything else today? I don't know if I should say anything else to that first one, or head on to the next one now.
Yeah.
So
Let's
next, obviously, you obviously, I was going to say, what genres of metal what genre of metal do you guys play? I think you said that earlier, so I don't know if that would count as much stoner.
Sides, I would say we try and stay like slightly like listenable to people that maybe aren't fans of heavy music. So there's a couple of like kind of psychedelic songs in the set.
Yeah.
Have like poppy kind of choruses, so that even if you're not a fan of like, you know, riffy electric guitars with loads of fuzz, then you can still sort of vibe out a little bit. Which a bit more that way. So
there's a lot of
maybe
guitars.
maybe like bands like Electric Wizards or something, they're quite fuzzy and they're not like heavy in a way. Right? They don't typically headbang too much. So you can headbang, but they're not like a band that starts all the mosh pits and all the walls of this. So like the opposite of thrash and death metal. So so
Cannibal Corpse meets Taylor Swift.
we did a couple of that or something, eh?
Yeah, that was it. That's going on the bio. That's got to be on that bio.
So are we finished with that question now, or should we go on the next one now?
Go for it.
Yeah, I think go on the next one. What are your music influence?
Influence.
I think that might count.
What Cannibal Corpse and Taylor Swift?
It's like dealing with Chris's bubble. We can never tell when he's about to speak. So we don't know what he's going to say.
Exactly. How do we meet that bubble?
But yeah, influences wise, we've got a lot individually. Like I said, we used to try and go for this sort of like Van Halen style of thing, you know, with previous drummer, you know.
We don't talk about that.
But
I'd say me and Ryan, obviously, we're big fans of Zeppelin, so we tried to keep a Zeppelin-esque sort of, you know, thing in the band. So we were kind of big fans of them. So
yeah,
but we're kind of Foo Fighters, Queens of the Stone Age as well. So
yeah.
Actually played them on that show, so you might have known what that would have been. So I thought it was different. Actually, I never thought I would play them on the show. Foo Fighters.
So we got Foo Fighters. It was great to hear them in the same one as well. Like, and Death from Above, 1979. You know, and what was it like? Rival Sons, to keep it
Rival Sons. Yeah, I always think
we're
kind of. But I mean, they're also quite.
And Black Sabbath, of course, the Holy Fathers.
Yeah, Nirvana as well.
Was that so?
Nirvana, they're pretty good as well. And Pearl Jam.
I'm gonna get murdered for saying this, but I'm not like the biggest Nirvana fan. I don't know what it is. I just cannot seem like I've listened to like a full album. I think it was like Nevermind or something else.
Yeah, I think everyone said that album anyway.
Maybe I just need like more exposure to them.
Too many people wear the same. Too many people wear that shirt. Too many people go out with Nirvana shirts on.
Yeah. They couldn't tell you two. They couldn't tell you two Nirvana songs.
We're strapping Jordan in once the call was done.
Every comers year. That's the two songs I think that are most played. Well, first one, Smells Like Teen Spirit, will be the first one. Kind of like the first one, it'll be the main one that'll be played or overplayed probably.
Yeah.
I think I played it on the metal show as well a few times. I've not played it on.
That's a great song.
I love Nirvana though. Like, there's just so many different.
Yeah.
Like albums, there's just so many songs that are just so different and wild. Like one of our songs, like For You, it's called, and it's quite Nirvana, and it's sort of like the way that it's written. Do you know? Like we've kind of ripped off the fact that Kurt used to play a riff and then sing the same riff. So at the end of it, we've just dropped off, like because we're terrible at writing lyrics. So anytime we're writing lyrics, it's a small condensed part of the song, and then we've got the jams around it. But in the place of a lyric at the end, we just put the guitar melody to copy what the song, like what we would have been singing, you know. And that was a total Nirvana thing that was just ripped. Not the actual riff for the lawyers listening, but the actual the vibe.
Exactly.
I remember hearing something off the old Robot Wars series. Needs to have a sort of Nirvana song playing in the battle scene as well.
So I've watched that absolutely ages.
The Robot Wars. See, what's that?
Yeah, I used to have a long time ago. You could pull back and it would go and attack the door for me. It was great.
that was everything. I think every metalhead would definitely like Robot Wars, and it's definitely got that metal to metal and feel to it as well.
Yeah, Very little.
And it's a shame it's not a thing anymore. But they did do a revival series in 2016. They actually did it here. They did it through EA as well. They filmed it in a studio, and they did it in a big factory in Glasgow somewhere, sort of abandoned factory warehouse place in Glasgow.
Awesome. I did not know that.
If you had known about that, you would have been straight there probably. All day. It's not.
You're putting on my favourite robot costume. I'd be scurrying over there.
Seeing Chris try to lift Sir Killer out of the ring.
You just imagine the house robots, like they're quite metal-y as well. When you see them, the house robots and Robot Wars, you always like there would be a metal band controlling them all. Like Matilda and Sakura and Dead Metal and Zadig Mash and that, they'll be controlled by a metal band controlling each robot.
World.
You just think that's what and that's my guess. You don't see the house, you don't see the people that control the house robots. You just see it, and you just see them when you go into a CPG, or whatever they call controls film, and the house robots can attack you and tear the robot off or something.
I think they're fully autonomous and they're just not telling us the house robots, you know.
That makes more sense. Or there's tiny little people in the robot.
Or
they're pulling loads of
I'd be kids controlling them or something.
Magnus.
The kids that loved that series back in the day as well. That's one of these people like used to like it back in the early days, like the original series. And I think my favourite, it's difficult to decide what my favourite robot would be in Robot Wars. And Hypnodisc is always one I like as well. And the silver one, it was kind of it looked futuristic as well. And people would think it's kind of like a robot, like it should be something on the moon rather than in the arena or something. It's like a spacey robot as well.
Did you ever get to see them live?
Sorry?
Did you ever get to see it live?
No, I didn't go to that one in Glasgow, unfortunately, but that would have been quite tempting to go to that one.
Yeah.
It's a shame now. I don't think it's going to come back again. They basically stopped it again. They only did it for a couple of series, and then Halo and Robot Wars being scrapped again. Honestly, this is like 3 years ago now or something. They stopped it 2 years ago now, so 2 and a bit years ago. So Robot Wars is kind of in the dumpster now. So
yeah, epilogues of history.
We're going to be waiting another 10 years again for the next series. So cool. Or if it comes back again, I don't think it'll be televised anymore. Maybe YouTube, live stream YouTube probably will put them up. YouTube seems to be kind of a bigger part now than TV stuff now. It seems a lot of people televising stuff on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Live streaming it all on YouTube. Seems like that's just taken over now. Most of these programs are just getting onto YouTube rather than shown on TV. So you can just see a big YouTube will be in a couple of years' time. Everyone will be glued to YouTube than BBC or BBC Two or whatever. And so that's the thing now. It's the reality of technology. Everything's changing. Especially when the PS5 comes at the end of the year as well. So yeah, we're getting off the rails.
Why am I going to fucking watch TV when I can get Disney Plus for $7.99? It's perfect. This is a plug for Disney Plus, by the way, which we would also like to be sponsored by.
Tenants and Disney. What is wrong with us? It was really like middle-aged drunk men watching Little Mermaid.
Well, go on, Chris. Sorry, I thought you were going to say something else. Like, cut for a second.
We go back to we're kind of going off the rails a little bit, so I think we'll get ourselves back into the questions again. What we were saying again, I think this question would be actually a good one anyway. And what are your hobbies and interests? This will be up your street probably.
Hobbies and interests.
Yeah, this is maybe not music ones actually, music related, band related ones. This is just like ones you can just do.
I'll take the rent. So I mean, aside from music, obviously, which is a massive one, I'm quite sporty. I like to watch sports, play five-a-side every now and then, go for the odd run. Going out, socialise. Don't need to look at me. I've got dynamite calves. I'm wearing black jeans. You can't see the definition of my calf muscles, but I'm pretty jacked. Socialising.
Pretty insane.
That's pretty much me. I'm a borderline simpleton. So
I don't know for myself. It's like I like obviously playing the guitar. I like wasting time doing as little as possible. I also I've been going for a lot of walks recently because of obviously the lockdown. You get your one walk a day kind of thing.
Steps.
And I've made it count. I've just been walking as long as I can and then coming back, like trying to go around the whole of Glasgow if I could. Which has really been the only thing recently. So I'll go for a big walk, I'll come back, I'll make a cup of tea, and I'll de-sweat, and then I'll start playing the guitar once I can.
What an image.
There you go, think of that, folks at home.
He comes from sweating and has a roasting cup of tea.
Cool, she
Yeah,
did.
exactly.
I also shaved off my hair at the start of lockdown as well, because lockdown isolation get the better of me.
Exactly.
I was kind of bored. And I thought
Was it hair on at the time?
It was a wee bit longer now. It was much longer than this, but I never thought we'd be doing a video interview anytime in the near future, so I thought it was a clear one.
You saved
I'm so
it.
disappointed. I wish you'd called me before you cut your hair. I mean, friends don't let friends get haircuts, right? So.
Where were you, Chris?
Yeah. When we needed you most.
It just happened. I can't say very much more.
Sorry, I wasn't there for you.
It just happened. It's fine. What do you like doing, Chris?
Me.
You as well.
Yeah.
Both simultaneously.
Yeah, myself and I play PS4 and gaming. Like to play some video games. Played WWE 2K19, the wrestling game. And you'll find most of my matches on the channel anyway. If you scroll through, have a look through, you'll see some of my wrestling matches available on our channel, the custom metalhead wrestlers, and most of them I made in the game city, in the in-game city, so in-game suite, of course. And so
That's cool.
And check them out, and got some really cool.
Link in the description down here.
It's in the channel, and CM Headbanger, of course. If you're watching it, if you're watching the CM, go down, and go to CM. I said, I never really say subscribe to the channel. A lot of people always keep saying sub, comment, and like to the channel. I never really comment that. I'm sure most people know it anyway. So you go down. You obviously go down. You obviously know my channel names just below the video. Of course, you'll see that. Click that. You see all my videos will pop up, band interviews or wrestling stuff, of course. And you'll see also the gig video we did a couple of years back as well as there. So that's it. Really. I don't really put very much. Much else apart from that. And I just put in wrestling and band interviews at the moment. I think it's a good thing to do. I love my wrestling, so don't get me wrong. I like a lot of wrestling, so that's why I play that game.
Nice.
And I do enjoy a bit of walking myself as well. I like to get myself out, like you as well. I like to get myself out for walks and around the area. There's a country park not too far from where I stay as well, so I go down there quite regular, like 3 times a week or something.
That's lovely.
And it's nice to get myself out there for a walk, enjoy the weather as well. Not had we had some really nice weather over the last month.
Yes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like summer's come early or something in May.
It's a shame that we're having the nicest weather, but during
and now this is June now, and this is like going back to April or something now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about me. Do my radio shows is my one that I do obviously as well. So 3 things that I do. To be honest, I don't play much of guitar as much these days. I just get my radio shows seems to be a bit more on my street now than playing a guitar. So kind of, to be honest, I kind of moved away from the guitar now. And I used to also I played in the band, but I just never really caught on again. So just
Well, you can always go back to it.
I can at one point. At some point, I might get myself back together again. I might get a new band on the go as well.
Yeah, man.
Just probably I need to get some time to take it easy, and maybe a time I want to start a band again. It's one of these things you need to just. It takes ages as well. You have to kind of look for your members and that.
Let them come to you.
Yeah, that's the right thing, because obviously a lot of these members are just the ones you just can't really get, and you can't even jam with most of them anyway when you're looking for one. When you're if you're looking for one on an ad, joinmyband.com, for example, if you're looking for a band, it's one of these things, and they don't ever come back usually, so we don't really jam at the end of the day. So it's just the hit and miss as well, and the people that you just don't know as well. That's the thing. And it's a bit difficult as well. It's difficult to see who this person is, and it's difficult to see what they'll do as well and how they play. And
meeting new people for the first time, getting to know them as a person as well as them musically.
It's better to actually get to know the person in general rather than getting to start a band. It's just it's a wee bit pushy as well when you just don't know this person and how they'll react to you as well. So
it'd be pretty nerve-wracking, I think, when you're like jamming with people for the first time, because you don't know whether to overplay or like you don't want to like show off, but at the same time you don't want to just like play it safe and
simple. Some bands might want to do stuff like that. They might want to do like that. They might have like their own sort of gimmick as well, like Slipknot and Chihuahua or something. Put big massive masks on and outfits on or something, something like that.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think most of the time, most of the bands out there, maybe it'd be the case everyone, maybe there'd be a rule for you to just have one here in your bands and not have one here. So if you want to be if you're looking for a musician, if you're looking for a member, your member will have to have one here. Well,
that's why
I will wear a wig. Disclaimer: I will wear
a disclaimer for the band. So you can't join the band without having one here. So
I just want to be a star. Like, that's all I want. Or whatever.
That'll never happen. I think that would be a joke for bands. Just imagine that. I think it would be a good joke. And you have to wait 6 months or a year or two if you a couple of years or something until you get your hair. I got one here as well if you didn't know, and got in there. If you didn't see.
I wasn't too sure what the vibe was.
Sorry?
I thought I sussed out a ponytail, but I was like, do I just maybe just don't say anything? But it's nice.
Do you think I didn't have one here?
No, no, man. I didn't know what was going on. It's luscious.
I've got it in a ponytail. It's quite long. It's pretty flashy actually. I'll take it out and you'll see it's quite.
Here in here right now. If people can see Chris, they would be getting.
Chris would put you up for a good fight, I think.
Exactly.
I just wish you could see him.
About 5 years of this, so like 4 or 5 years doing this. Yeah, it's only like the show does. So it's not my hair doesn't grow in Cindy's. It just takes its time to grow.
Nice.
I need to probably wait another 10 years down the line until I get to waist height or something. Try and be what proper death metal is that have the real hair. So, I mean, yeah, that's my one here for you. It's just quite old school. It's a bit fresh here, fresh type curly hair, wavy hair. I wouldn't say I call myself a thrasher. A lot of people, as metalheads, they're not really got a specific name. I don't think you're just a metalhead. The metalhead is the metalhead. That's it. I mean, there's plenty of metalheads out there. I mean, metalheads that probably don't listen to the same music all the time. They listen to various types of metal music, and not just the one genre. It just feels a bit. You're kind of be a wee bit limited as well. If you want to listen to that metal 24/7, then that's maybe up to you. But I mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't want to listen to rap metal 24/7. Same knowledge, but I'll know probably there's probably so many bands out there, but I would think you would want to listen to other bands because
A bit of variety.
yeah,
Mix it up.
every metalhead I think is like that. Even if you see like a death or a glam, if you see like a hair metal dude or something, he could be listening to death metal.
Uh,
And the opposite of the opposite of metal. Like hair, the glam metal, the hair metal is opposite to death metal. Death metal is like the more brutal stuff, and then hair metal is more like the folk metal, like the stuff that they all wear the makeup on and nail varnish. And then the spandex, they go. I mean, they must take them ages for them to do all that. They must. A lot. Maybe that's why kind of like the hair metal sort of kind of faded away a bit now, is because of that. They took too long to put all their makeup on or something. Like a day to put all that makeup on to get them look exactly what they look like as well. We need to do it every morning if they want to do it. If you always want to do, if you want to be a hair metal dude, you always have to put your makeup on every day if you continue to do that.
Yeah, got all the band on the tour buses with all the beauticians. Like,
Yeah, do all that as well. There's so much like there as well, fans. So yeah. So we'll move on to another question. I think we've finished the hobbies and interests now. So we'll move on to this one. Got any? This one I think this is the important one. I think. This is like you guys news. So what amps and basses and drums and guitars do you guys use?
Oh, good question.
Oh,
You go
good
first. 6 million drums.
let me see. That's a good question. I've always been a Ludwig guy. I think that again that goes back to the sort of John Bonham fanboying over Zeppelin. So I bought my first, well, kind of like my first like decent drum kit. I bought a Ludwig, like a Birch Element kit. Like it's not like a small sort of cocktail Catalina kit, so it's easy to transport around. But I was like so red faced when I bought it because I've always wanted one.
Yeah.
And then after like years of kind of trial and error with different cymbals, I settled on like these Mino Byzance Benny Grebs sandblasted ones. So they've stood me in good stead over the past like year and a half. But they're quite dry, and I'm like less is more sort of motif when it comes to the drum. So I only use like a crash and a ride and hats. And that's pretty much me, because I feel like anything more like is it just a bit decadent. Do you know what I mean? Like I know with like metal music, there's probably drummers that have like 40 like cymbals, like an array of like weird cymbal combinations. But to me, that's just exactly they got like one behind you that you hit with like a massive stick. But that's a bit decadent for me, so I kind of like it like really simple. But I'm quite a jazz guy. I like a lot of jazz music, so they've got really simplistic styles as well.
That would be better than saying drum. You have so many cymbals like that. I think Mike Portnoy from Dreamtheater uses quite an extreme drum kit as well. Yeah. So he came to mind.
Got a lot of cymbals. There's loads of drummers like that. So
like
each
prog metal drummers.
Yeah, exactly. Neil Peart. He had like two kits like set sellotape together, and he had like two seats, like a swivel seat, and he would like move on to one for like a drum solo, and then would move round to the other to make like an omelette or something.
He's dead now, isn't he?
Got a rush on that omelette.
Oh no, one for the heroes here. We'll put that
out. Oh.
For the guitar side of things, I use, so there's a company in Birmingham, an amazing guitar manufacturer called JD Guitars, and JD made Tony Iommi's guitars from Sabbath, so the ones with the proper cross inlays on them, and the headstock looks like it's coming out, and they're just really cool. So check them. It's JAYDEE Guitars. So when I was younger, I was working in a guitar shop, and I don't know if you've ever worked in a guitar shop, but you're obsessed. Obviously, you're around guitars all day. So I wanted guitars. I wanted a JD, So saved up, got in touch. They went through building a guitar, and it was around the same time that Sabbath announced the last tour. So I thought that was pretty cool that his guitars were getting made at the same time and all that. And it's like an SG standard. It looks like if anyone's into their SGs, like Gibson SGs and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've got riff-raff pickups in that, which goes into, obviously I've got a few pedals. I love my fuzz pedals. I use a sort of tone bender fuzz that goes into a Providence flame drive, which is as close as you can get to distortion without it being a distortion. It's still a really hot overdrive. And an EQ pedal to hit the mids hard and just make it a little bit louder. So the pedal board kind of goes fuzz, wah, even louder out to the amplifier, which is turned up all the way. And I use a class 5, the Marshall little 5-watt thing. We turn it up as loud as we can. Shakes, and it sounds as if it's about to explode all the time, and that is really fun,
So you use the teeny tiny amp, all the pedals you use.
Yep. You shake it, you want it to sound as if it's going to blow up.
I think it would actually. They probably overloading it or something, all these pedals. And I mean, that's cool that you use GT guitars. It's quite cool that it's kind of savage. I never actually knew about that company actually until you told me. It's kind of like savage, kind of like the guitar. Obviously, it could be like this sort of small factory shop that they can make the guitars specifically from Sabbath. So
they're all amazing. They're handmade to make bass guitars as well for like level 42 and stuff. Like they've just been there for ages. Like worth a look, honestly. Like check them out on Instagram as well. Like the guy Toby that does the finishing jobs, and you'll see some crazy guitar finishes. Like I'm obsessed. I just look on Instagram at guitars all day.
So it's like there's so many guitars that there's different specs of guitars. There's not like there's going to be the same guitar. It's exactly the same. It's like it's many guitars. There's many cars in the road and different specs.
Every shade of red SGs you can find.
You get a Ferrari red or something on that guitar as well, which is quite cool.
Spice of life. That's what
I've seen one of those ones on Reverb.com actually, to be honest. But you should see Chris's bass as well. He'll tell you about his stuff. He's got quite a cool setup.
Yeah, I mean, I've got quite a lot of guitars. I've got a really big collection, but my main one for the band is a 1962 Fender Jazz bass. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's got the stack knobs. It's got like all the old vintage stuff on it. They use flat wound strings on it. I don't know why. I should probably switch them to round wounds. It'll probably sound better with round wounds, but I don't know. I just like the feel of the flat wound strings. As for pedals and stuff, just keep it simple. I have a little fuzz pedal, little MXR, super fuzz, a tuning pedal, and that's about it really. I have a wah pedal on there as well, just for annoying Ryan. I like to jump into his frequency every so often and just so that he can't tell what he's playing and what I'm playing, and it's funny just to watch him freak out.
I think my pedals are on and I've walked away from a wah half cocked or something like that.
It's quite an experience seeing Ryan have a meltdown.
Yeah, he's like he can't understand why his pedals are malfunctioning, and he's like crying on the floor, and me and Jordan are just standing there like
exactly. I'm sitting with my head in my hands, just not
pretty
again.
much. Our gigs are pretty much exactly like this interview. They're just a riot, and the crowd are shouting back at us. Like it's quite fun. Everybody just
insane. Do you know what venues you guys played in?
In Glasgow, we've
fair few.
Yeah, I mean, our first one was in the Bungalow in Paisley, and that was a few years ago. And Glasgow-wise, what have we done? We've done Broadcast.
We played 13th Note. We had our EP launch at 13th Note. We were trying to find a good spot that we could try and put on our own night, and I think we'd all maybe separately or individually played 13th Note before. And I like it as a venue because the ceiling's really low. The floor's really sticky. I mean, when you go to good venues, they stick to the floor, and
it looks grubby.
It looks a bit.
They serve vegan food, so it's really good for my vegan agenda.
You can have a steak if you want it, which is nice. But yeah, so we decided on that venue because I thought that was a really good choice. So that was a good place we played.
We did there's Block as well, one of our favourite bars in the world on Bath Street.
The Icebox, remember the Icebox?
The Icebox was amazing. This is a venue in the Gorbals in Glasgow. Right DIY project. The guys there are really cool. The venue's worth checking out. It was BYOB at that point. I've never seen so much Buckfast at a gig. It was unreal. And,
it was a weird vibe because as soon as you walk in, there was like almost like antique things, like kind of wall to wall. There was a couple of like tuggies and like pinball machines and that stuff. And I was kind of
super
like,
chill. And
it was like,
cool,
is this like, they had a stage at the back? And I was like, is this like a venue, or am I meant to buy like a vintage sofa? Or
and then you open the door and it's a hangar. It's a mad
yeah,
venue.
it's class.
It's really cool.
It's class.
But yeah, Block and Broadcast have said already. We played the Variety Bar on Psychology. It's a tiny little bar.
So we did.
We did that for the Ox Jam Festival. That was really cool. It was tiny, the bar. It was amazing. Classic Grand as well.
Yeah.
But we haven't been through to Edinburgh yet, so any Edinburgh venues that we'll have us, if you
Put your comments down
fancy
below.
putting us up, subscribe.
Like Barrowman's or something at Opium or something with Taishi guys.
Yeah,
Like the venue we played our gig, will probably want you guys to play there.
yeah, we'd love to.
I mean, the Icebox is in a venue that I know as well. I knew some metal bands that played there from here, or some of the metal bands from here have come along and played gigs in that venue as well.
Amazing. Skillhead's got stuff hanging behind you, so the photos look really cool as well. Do you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't probably look like a venue it doesn't really look like it's laid out as a venue, isn't it? It was like it's completely like it's like a hangar and it's completely different. So
Yeah.
I wonder if it was news for something else or something.
Speaking of gigs, though, our next gig is on the 19th of September at the Amsterdam Bar.
Nailed it.
Very true, yeah, that's right.
Nice one.
Is that you guys actually got a gig planned out then?
We do. We're really, really lucky. We got somebody to get in touch. It was Stumpy and beg your pardon, this chap.
I could not tell you.
But we were asked in like April, and we thought, okay, that's ages away. It was like February or April or something to do a gig in September, and we thought, amazing. But if you get anything before that, give us a shout. He's like, no, it'll be September, and then obviously lockdown happened, and it was all the gigs were cancelled that we had on at the time.
Yeah.
Gigs, for the future, and this is the one gig that is like so far away that it's untouched. We're super happy.
Yeah.
Like, so that'll be, what was it, the 19th of September?
That'll be a good one.
Oh, we can't wait to make noise. Plug into that tiny amp and try and break it, basically, is what we're going to do.
Probably won't be very many people coming along yet with all the distance right enough, so
there might be a little bit of a leeway closer to that time with maybe distancing between people, but I think everyone's going to be a coiled spring to try and get out and just have a good night and get out and see friends and all that as well. So
yeah.
Sorry about Gary for getting your name there. If we find that. But yeah, no, we're looking forward to that. It's going to be good to see everybody after, because our last gig was the EP launch in September. We got that out.
Feels like a lifetime ago,
ages ago. Yeah, we had T-shirts made. It was wild. And
we're going to have branded meter sticks made for the next gig to make it easier for people to socially distance in between each other. Like big stupid hats. It's going to be great.
Hats and everything, so they can play on stage. Jordan has to stay away.
I'll do it.
That'd be cool. That'd be, I think lots of bands will be doing COVID t-shirts, albums.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool to see what that's gonna be like.
And what's your favourite venue in Edinburgh? Have you got any favourites yourself?
Venue in Edinburgh, and well, we had a great venue in Edinburgh called Studio 24, which was kind of like Edinburgh's sort of flagship metal venue. Kind of like the venue for most of the metal bands to play, and most metal bands would play that venue. Well, and like some of the mid-sized metal bands would go there and play there. Like I think Breeds from Within. I think you guys might be familiar with that band, that name, band from your side, of course. They played there a couple of times in Studio 24.
You said it was a venue. Is it stopped now, or? No,
it's closed down in Foxbury. That's the thing with that. That's the reality in Foxbury.
Yeah,
it's the same lost that venue. That was kind of the pinnacle of the Edinburgh metal scene.
Yeah,
I had it, and it's It's basically has a few other bands, and a lot of bands from here, of course, played. A lot of bands from here, of course, have played here, so played it as well. So, but every metal band in Edinburgh has probably played it.
Nice.
So we didn't play it in Foxy because that was after the venue closed, so everyone would donate. I think the venues now is OPM, Bannerman's, Bandsy Labyrinth, and I think they put on a few gigs in the Liquid Rooms as well in Edinburgh. That's in the Liquid Rooms as well, which is another venue that houses a lot of bigger bands as well, like Dragon Force. In fact, the Liquid Rooms might be the actual venue, they actually book bands, bigger bands, like the main bands. They actually booked Machine Heads in 2014. They had Breed from, I don't know, Breed from Within might have played there as well. And they had Dragon Force and Skin Dreads, we played there as well.
Very good.
And there's another band that came in mind as well. I mean, In Frames were meant to be playing there as well before the lockdown happened as well. Before COVID invaded it, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So the In Frames, they're going to be playing it. So, I mean, that's kind of like the venues for the bigger bands, like the main bands. They would just head into Glasgow to play. They would come to like the rooms and play that venue.
Nice.
But they don't tend to put on like local metal gig. A lot of the local bands don't ever play it really. To be honest, I don't know why. It's quite strange to see that not being used for the smaller bands. Like all the bigger bands, like one now and again, In Frames, Skin Dread, Breed from Within, and Dragon Force, Machine Head, and they all seem to use that venue to be able to play there. They all played there, so I don't know why some of our bands don't play there. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's always like Opium, Barrowmans, and Bandsy Labman seems to be like the venues we use in general for our bands. Most of the bands that play here, most of the bands from here, that would just play these three venues mainly, and yeah, so they're not like the biggest. They're not that big. These venues in general as well. They're big enough actually, but they're not like. I think Studio 24 was slightly bigger before it closed. It was bigger. It was a fairly big. It was a slightly bigger venue than the other ones in Cowgate. So you can maybe get some slightly bigger bands. But that's what I mean about them not being there anymore. It's a shame. Same about Studio 24.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully for Opium minutes all over, eh?
yeah, I think Opium might be. I think Opium would be the best one as well. That's quite a good venue. They've got like a stage upstairs and they've got the bar down the stairs, so it's laid out like that. And they've got a snooker table, I think, as well in the back as well. And so it's got a pub/bar and it's a venue as well. So it's and then Barrowmans is kind of like that as well. Barrowmans is not really. Barrowmans is on one level, so you go into that. It's like a pub, and then it's a room to the stage. So
I've got a couple
it's quite a dark venue as well. It looks quite dark when you're in Barrowmans. Everything's back. Usually all these pubs and that anyway, they're kind of dark. They have like a dark feel to them. But they're not light, obviously.
It's just the metal vibe, eh?
Yeah, I think the metal vibes, I think that's what they do. They kind of keep them that sort of dark, that sort of feel.
Dingy. Dark and dingy.
Yeah, that's the word. So we'll move on to some more questions then. And there's a new music on the way, and when you're releasing it.
So we've obviously been quarantined like everyone else, so it's been writing stuff. So it's a funny one. The way that we write our songs is anybody that's got an idea, we'll bring it in and we'll just hit it like countless amount of times and just see where it goes. So at the moment we've got one song that hasn't been recorded that's like in the set already. It's good to go.
Ready to get recorded.
Ready to go, yeah. And we've got another one that's pretty much ready. We'd almost nailed it, that Shudder one, like almost nailed it before lockdown. So I think it's ready to go once we can get back into a studio. We've got a couple more ideas that we're ready to try out. But we've got an idea now for a music video for the song Stuck that you played. So
You're going to make a music video on that one.
Make a music video for that. That's the next big thing that we're trying.
Anyone with cash and board is welcome to finance.
That's why we're after all the 10,000 cans of tenants, so we can fund it. So yeah, we've got an amazing director on board for that one, and we're ready to go. Yeah.
Have you got any plans where you're going to set it about? So I don't think you want to tell us, spread the word to that yet. But have you got any?
It's secret. It's sort of just
It's a bit chaotic, isn't it? Like, I mean, the vibe of it is a bit chaotic, but it's like a structured sort of.
It's us trying to write a song, essentially. It's us trying to write, and it's all the silly things that we end up doing, like how often we go off tangents and stuff. So we're trying to write a song, and then we'll end up arguing about something else, and we're trying to keep on topic, and we're trying to write it, and nobody's getting it. But at the same time, we're getting really drunk. We're getting on it. And it starts to work against us, which if anybody obviously gigs, you'll know that sometimes Dutch courage can mess up your whole night when you think you're just going to have a few drinks just so that you're confident enough to go there.
Always starts with a few.
And then you end up having a meltdown, as I'm prone to do. So that's going to be captured in the music video. We're really looking forward to that. It's going to be as honestly mental as we are in a group. You know.
So it's going to be fun then.
It should hopefully be crazy fun. Yeah.
Great.
So, and it was a really good track. I liked that track, Stuck. It's really good. Enjoyed it. It's the only one I think you got out at the moment then, so.
Yeah, we've got our EP out, so that's on the EP that's there now. So if anybody was looking for Lazer Eye with a Z instead of an S, because remember we're really cool, on Spotify and iTunes and everything like that.
TikTok, we're on TikTok.
We're on TikTok. Yeah,
apparently, I don't know what TikTok is. Only recently, like actually last night, I downloaded it and I've just been like sifting through videos. But we have a section on TikTok where you can make a video from our songs. I mean, I don't really know how useful that is.
What? How does that work?
So like, I don't know. Again, I'm not like getting the specifics of TikTok, but I think you can make a video and then like put music over the top of it. So if you want to like video yourself.
Jesus, I'm an old man, haven't I? Like I don't understand this new thing with the kids and the TikTok.
Anybody that knows how to use TikTok and wants to explain it to us,
feel free.
By
Comment down below.
Using our video.
The MySpace. Are we on MySpace?
I've still got an active.
Do we have a MySpace page?
I'm updating my statuses.
So go on our Bebo and give us loves. Okay.
So you ran MySpace as well then?
No, we're actually not. That was
MySpace is kind of small, but now, eh?
No, we're tend to be Facebook and Instagram for ourselves. We do have a Twitter again, like everybody says. It's a hard one to maintain as Twitter, so Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, MySpace has kind of died out a bit now. I mean, that was a big that was kind of a big social media platform at the time, but that's kind of faded away now to the dust now.
Yeah.
Never heard of TikTok either. I'm not sure if you caught the name of that.
Again, I'm not. It's
worth checking out. Some of the videos
are going to take off again. I'll be enough.
Jordan, do you have an OnlyFans?
I do have an OnlyFans. Currently right now my subscription fee is $17.99. And you'll see the turkey with all the giblets. So sign in now.
Okay.
I just went like radio silence. Thanks for that, Chris. For setting me up for failure.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Sorry about this, Chris.
It's alright. It's fine.
I didn't expect it to go this way.
I mean, I don't tend to use much social media platforms, to be honest, and probably, well, to be honest, not on much. I don't tend why people would just create so many social media platforms, and people should just stay and get physical, and they don't need to worry about going on. I don't tend to like to know. I don't really, in general, I don't tend to know like using social media. I mean,
it is a hard one, social media, but if you are a band, you have to have it, because people will forget about you as soon as they leave the venue.
I have to have it. I have to have it because of my metal show page, so I know it's going to be kind of now impossible to not. It'll be now impossible to go off that, so I need to keep that. And I'll lose all my 200 plus likes now that I have, and I'll have to start over again if I did that. So I don't want to do that at all now. I'm all free now, so I need to keep that open indefinite now. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not on it nuts these days, and more there's I would have the social chat and social media. That's what I mean. Social chat is better than social media. So
Very true. Yeah.
so then we'll move on to another question. I think you finished that one now. And have you got plans for a tour?
Not as of yet. I don't think it's not on the cards, but I mean, we'd love to. I certainly would love to. I think
it'd be cool when you got that one day. Obviously, you said.
Yeah, I think once
so.
Maybe played a few more gigs and everyone's a bit more back on terra firma and back to normality. Certainly, I think
we might get some of our bands playing with you guys as well. Some of you guys, some of our bands from here might be supporting you when you come to Edinburgh.
That'd be great. Yeah,
can you imagine that?
Awesome.
So, maybe we'll get some of our gigs. So we'll probably get more gigs on the bill as well. More gigs for more gigs. Our bands here will probably play some more gigs, of course.
Yeah, I would love
I think
to.
it'll be the same for any bands. I think it's really important all these bands to play gigs and not playing them.
Yeah,
it's important to a band, and then obviously bands. I mean, every band are missing out gigs, and I mean every band want to play them as soon as they can as well. Want to get out there, play fans, do what they were doing, obviously. But I'm probably at the moment maybe more bands will write up some albums before they start gigs again. So we'll have a massive drop of new albums coming out with this.
Fingers
Bands writing albums in the studio before they start more tours again. So
the coronavirus thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Devil Driver does something recently that I heard as well. You know, the Devil Driver released a new COVID song. It's quite cool.
Nice. I'll check that out.
I want to listen to it a few times. Not listen, but it's a good song. So, and I'm going to have to give it a play, I think, on the show. So I'll have to see if I can get on. Another question. How do you perform live?
How do we perform live, bro?
Oh, I mean, the question is,
shakily.
How do we not perform live? I don't know. Like, we don't have any weird like pre-gig rituals or anything like that. We don't like.
Well, no, that's a lie.
Well, that's a lie.
We have one now because it kept going so long. Right. So I'm not great at public speaking, which is terrible for a lead singer of a band, isn't it?
That's also a lie.
So we go on, and what happens is Chris is standing there with a microphone. I'm going to add that, and he never stops me. He just lets me speak, and it gets worse and worse. But we have been really, really lucky because we've got like such a good group of friends that come and see the shows. Yeah. So anytime I start to ramble on like this, or go off on a tangent, or start saying something silly, they'll just start shouting back at me and winding up. And it's great, you know. So they are loose. We're loose because of it. But yeah, we basically our sort of pre thing right now is I'll literally just go up to each other and I'll grab them and shake their hands so that we know that we're all there. Because we've had a few shows where it went a wee bit wrong. We're going on a bit too fried with, again, the Dutch courage and all that. So don't drink too much, don't smoke too much, and go on. And
I think the real problem was we hadn't had enough.
That could be true.
We could have tried to break.
I mean,
we should have just rode that train straight into the wall, Ryan.
This is the support network that I keep around me, Chris. You know, it's great.
You guys like banter. You guys always like to do banters. Then you enjoy a lot of banter.
Terrible banter,
Sometimes
that's what we base ourselves on.
Yeah, and then it's just a big loud assault on the ears. But we have a good.
This is what it's about. This is what it's about. This is what it's about with bands as well. You could have lots of banter as well, and jokes and stuff like that. Bands enjoy a lot of that.
Yeah, and it's a good laugh. I mean, the folk that are coming to see us they know how we normally are. So if we're being heavy, shy or anything like that. They can tell and they try and bring us out of our shells,
Yeah.
which is good for us. You know, we need that because you never know when the stage fright will get you. And
Don't take yourself too seriously. Like, I don't
Right.
think we're one of these bands where we're like we're being super serious and that every gig has to be very linear in a very certain way. Like, we're quite relaxed and chilled, and you know we're happy to be pretty flexible about gigs and mix
Yeah.
up stuff and all that. I mean,
yeah,
it works out pretty well like that way.
it's a good bunch to riff off of, the three of us. You know, we have a good
Yeah.
time. We don't write our set list down as well, just to add an extra bit of mystery to it,
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
I might forget what song we're supposed to play.
There has been times where we've started different songs simultaneously, and somehow it's just been coherent and made some sense.
That's how we wrote our last song.
That's how I live my life.
Yeah. So unusual what bands that usually do all that. They're quite prepared for stuff like that. They like to do the set list. We're quite a shy band actually. When we were playing a gig, we didn't have all that banter. I mean, when we seen us at a gig, we were just concentrating.
But that's good because the music's great. You know, what you get with us is the music's a wee bit shaky because we're nervous and we've had people shouting at us trying to make us smile, but we didn't hear them.
You're trying too hard to smile at you. You're looking terrible.
No, I love it.
We're not really show off right enough. So, but I mean,
No.
kind of showing off our playing, and we did. I did my see halfway. See the song in the track in the middle. Song halfway and Mets in the Death. That was the song that I did. I wrote the guitar parts myself in that one.
Amazing.
So it's a sort of groove thrash metal sound to it as well. I would wanted to down tune that to an A or a B tune, and it would sound a bit more sort of groove metal to it as well. Sort of have a sort of 90s groove metal vibe and feel to it as well.
Excellent.
But it's got to be. It's a bit strong. I think it's kind of thrash groove metal. I don't know, but I came with a wee sort of fast thrashy, tuggy bit as well, galloping bit that I did halfway through. It's quite old school. I don't know what specific genre I would say comes to mind. It's difficult to figure out what we influenced who that song was influenced, who our influence us. Our influence was we covered Metallica because I like Metallica, and of course the guitarist Cormac likes Metallica. Of course, he likes, everyone likes Metallica in that band, so we're kind of influenced to that. So
nice.
you see, we did our Metallica covers. We did one of the Belltones and a Sandman. We done Seeking
Yeah, it's one of my favourite Metallica songs.
We've done Seek and Destroy as well. We've done that as well. Master of Puppets as well.
Nice.
So we only had a couple of sessions to do that. I think it was like two or three, I don't know, 2 practices or something. I don't know. We went to a drummer's studio as well. He has like a studio that he has like a wee small studio that he has that he then gets bands to jam with, with all his bands he plays in. So we were obviously practicing in there. He's a wee tiny asylum he has and under the railway tracks, and he's basically under the railway tracks. So he gets so trains come through. So you'll get a train sound you get some train songs on the way as well, like Crazy Train or something.
That's good.
It's good to get some metal bands that like trains and that as well. There's a bit of a connection, I think, trains and metal. I think if people ask, well, I like my transport, and generally I like all my transport, and I'm quite a big train fanatic, and I would every metalhead probably would like trains as their favourite mode of transport, and very much. And I like the buses as well, like some of the old classic buses as well that they take out on vintage ones as well. Now and again, you get some of these open days that they have the old buses out for the day and stretch the legs a bit.
There's a really good here. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's Brickton bus depot or something, and they drive around Glasgow City
Yeah,
Centre.
somewhere in Glasgow they do a vintage one day as well. They have like the old slash crime buses, I guess, in your area. The old Dons buses, the old Dons and Brat buses back in the day. They were
That's
the buses, I think. Because we have a vintage one day as well, and Rodin buses, and we have in Edinburgh. Rodin buses, right? And the name drop for them as well, Rodin buses. And we have our vintage running. We have a vintage running day of the buses in September.
Yeah.
I need to go. I was thinking about going to it this year, but I think they cancelled it, unfortunately. Saying, obviously, you know what the reason was. The reason is, of course.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know if they'll reschedule it. Maybe they'll do like a Christmas special or something that they take the buses in Christmas time, like the old buses.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we're going off topic again, but I like my trans. I like my. Yeah, well, we can do that actually. It's quite good actually because some metalheads like various interests. Like some metalheads would like buses, some metalheads like trains, and everyone could like even then and into all that as well. I like motorsport as well.
Nice.
So I do all that. I like lots of ones actually. The virtual ones they had that on the. They actually did a summer racing of the ones 24-hour racing. Like, on a simulator, so they did that. That was really, really cool. And first ever time they did that. So when they did that, what they did is they raced the cars on a some like R-Factor or product cars, any racing simulator game, and online. So they had like a connection to the server. So there was kind of, I don't know if they'd sync. It's the thing because they had a couple of tech problems during the race, so they had to. The race kind of has to start again, but they adjusted the weather. So I think the race control and that, I think they can adjust the things. So they have like the odd techno difficulties that they have to start the race, they'll crash, and then they'll have to start the game again. And I think they adjust everything, all the timings and that, go back to where they were. But obviously the race starts again. The cars have to form their formation lap again around the circuit and then race again. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like the start with ones again. So it's really cool. It's a cool thing. It's never done. I think it's the first time they've done it as well, since the race would be cancelled at the moment as well. So, and then Download Festival would have happened as well. So that's been cancelled. So obviously, it's quite different, eh? And so I've got a couple more questions to ask for you guys now. And 3 more, I think. 2 more. What are your dream gig was? Is there a dream gig you guys would like to play?
Oh, that's a good question.
To play the gig, as in who would we play with?
Or a venue.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Who to play with and where it would be.
Actually, Joe, I'm gonna.
I don't know.
I actually don't know. I don't really have any.
The venue and Chris, who would you play with?
I don't know.
Ellis.
My dream gig would be to play with Queens of the Stone Age.
Good shout.
But I would want to play with Queens of the Stone Age, but in a shit venue. Well, it's not a shit venue, it's actually a great venue, but it's a small venue. And it's the Market Bar in Inverness. I want to play with Queens of the Stone Age in the Market Bar in Inverness. That's what I want to do. That'd be great, because it'd be packed, and it would be hot, and it'd sweaty, and it'd be like just great. It'd just be a great venue. Great time.
Well, off the back of that, yeah, I would say like maybe them Crooked Vultures. If we're going down Queensway, I'd probably play with them Crooked Vultures. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I would like to see Clutch, Melvin's, Red Fang on the same bill. I think that'd be really cool. That'd probably be my dream gig to go and see. And somewhere, my favourite venue for like big bands in Glasgow it used to be obviously the Academy, the O2 Academy. But recently, obviously, been going to SWG3, and SWG3 is insanely cool, as is St. Luke's.
Yes, I was there to see him Frames actually, SWG3, and then they had Lord of the Lands. I think they moved that there as well. They had that nice. It's a smart venue. The mod is quite modern as well.
So in that, like, you could accommodate obviously a big sort of setup, but it's still a cool sort of space. But I'm on Chris's page on the smaller the bar, the better. Do you know?
Yeah. Good vibes. I mean, with a small venue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
small venues are more fun.
Yeah, we were doing that variety bar on Circuit Hall Street for Oxjam, and they had to close the main door into the place so that he could fit his drum kit there. My amplifier was hanging off of a booth, half on a chair. Chris's stuff was like parked way at the back. I was standing in front of him.
Yeah.
We were cramped in, and it was one of the best things ever. So to see a big band go through that would be just amazing.
Yeah. George Holmes just like having to put his amps on like a couch.
That'd be good to know. But yeah, what about yourself?
Well, as we're not in a band anymore, I would definitely like to. Obviously, I would like to go to a festival in general. I've been to Woodstock in 2018. I was at Woodstock, which was actually amazing, and really enjoyed that gig. Woodstock in 2018, I had Judas Priest and Gajira and Camel Clocks, Nightless, At the Gates, Devil Driver, and so many bands to name. And I was there the first ever Woodstock, and the only one I went so far. And it was a really good festival. And so camping there, of course. And we had a day it was raining, and I think it was raining. Well, it was raining one of the weekends, so we were kind of. Well, we were in a good spot, so we weren't as badly wet as the others would be. We wouldn't be saturated all the mud and stuff.
You're a
So part of the fun. So part of it.
Yeah, I think we'd be really muddy in some parts, like a mud bath. Well, man, it was amazing being at Woodstock. Me and our guitarists went to Woodstock together. First, Pete was there as well, but he was in another tent as well. So me and him and Pete, we saw each other as well.
Right.
And also my pal drove us all the way down there. So like 3.5 hour drive to get to kind of in the Pace Button on Trent or something down that area.
Right.
He's actually relocated to Holland now, so.
Wow.
So.
Jealous.
Yeah. But he drove us all the way down there, there and back, and so he found Gojira was his favourite band as well, so he went there as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, Gojira had a good set as well. Playing during dusty night is a good way to play.
Yeah.
Headline it. They're a great band. I want to see their new album coming out. Would be mind blowing. I hope when they're writing it. I hope we get out this year maybe.
Yeah.
So I mean, Bloodstock, I definitely would like to get back there. As for Download as well, possibly as well. I've never been to Download Festival before, but that's even bigger than Bloodstock, and it's like the biggest rock festival in the UK. Well, maybe Wedding and Weeds Festival's quite big as well. I think Download itself is bigger because that has metal bands as well. So I think it has more metal bands and rock bands, but they have the occasional rocks there as well. But yeah, I'm not been to Download. Download is one I've not been yet. I mean, it's done. Also, I probably don't know if I'll ever get back down at a festival at the moment because obviously I can't get it. There's no way for me to get down to these festivals at the time being.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously I can't drive, of course, so it's not really. No, it's not really. It's quite difficult. So I'll probably, it'll be the case. I'll just see the bands that when they come to Glasgow, play the venues.
Yeah.
I want to see Trivium and Meshuggah, and when the gigs start again. And I was thinking something earlier. I could say, so what bands would you like to see when gigs start again?
Ooh, good question.
And My Chemical Romance. And
Oh no way! I've not seen them, and I would like to see Meshuggah.
Taylor Swift.
I think
You guys are trying to trying to wind me up and seeing all these bands and seeing some older bands and the proper stuff. Like I've got to see Miss Sugar. They're going to be insane live. I want to see them live. And last gig was at Testament and Exodus and Death Angel. The Bass Strikes Back to it was the last gig I was at before this happened. So I managed to get to that one. That was amazing.
Good last show.
Good brash night as well. Actually, insane night.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I would like to see Gojira again as well. Trivium, I would like to see them one of these times as well. I quite like modern metal as well. Obviously, Slipknot, I would like to see them one day as well. Oh, I didn't get a chance to see them earlier at the start of the year. They were playing in January, obviously. The new album obviously dropped that time, so they've kind of. I mean, I saw Slipknot once in 2015 when they dropped the previous album, but not seen them for years now, so I've got to see them again.
Right.
Yeah, it's just difficult. So many bands that had for me to decide what ones I would want to see. So
true. Like for me anyway, like I don't go to see a lot of big bands when they come, just because I'm working a lot. You know,
cost as well. It's a lot of money.
A lot, obviously, yeah. So when I get to go out to see gigs, it's usually my friends' bands. So that's a big part of my social life, is going to see my pals playing. So I can't wait to see them. You know, I can't wait to see like the band Art As If in Glasgow. They've Ryan from Art As If has taken us essentially under his wing. He recorded our EP in his studio, Riot Line Studios. And if you haven't seen or heard Art As If, like the Simpsons character, you definitely have to give them a check out. They're great. I know, again, one of these if you would pop the logo there. And,
I don't know if I'll get them in the Saxon box, but
you can everybody can watch it.
I've kind of just committed to it now, so I'll do another one before the end.
I know. So yeah, seen our pals basically playing. Look at them. Look at Drop the Baby. Everybody that's like supporting us, the EP launch. Yeah. All the bands that KPC is the EP launch that we want to play. You can play Milk, Taylor, and everybody. Yeah, like tons of folk. Yeah, just all of our pals, and everybody knows who they are. I could spend all day shouting everyone out.
I could do this all day, just pointing band links, hyperlinks down here.
We're just going to flash them really quick. There you go.
I'm probably too many links to put in the description now. I think I'll just put my own ones of the radio station in, and I'll probably put the page in and.
Yeah. Well, people will share stuff for
social media links or something, and I'll put you guys down there on the description box.
Yeah.
And so is that the finish to that question now, or?
Yeah, I would say so.
We've just about finished this interview, and so I've got one more question to ask you guys. This is a shout-out question. What do you guys like to say to the listeners?
Stay safe. I think,
the Tories. That's my main message. Fuck the Tories.
That's a good thing, yeah. And obviously, like, thanks for listening to us ramble on and talk a lot of crap and go off kilter, you know. But we do appreciate everybody listening. We love your radio show. I'm going to be checking into that because your knowledge on the metal scene is insane, and I love that. So anybody that likes fun guitar music, likes coming to gigs to shout at the band because they look a wee bit nervous and have a laugh, you know, check us out online and come and see us when the pandemic's finished. We're back out.
It'd be great when you guys come to Edinburgh as well. I'll definitely come.
We'd love it.
Also, if there are any representatives out there from Tenants, we would very much like to hear from you. We need about 10,000 cans. We will drink them all.
Exactly. I mean, we don't ask for much. Just a Tenant sponsorship and an abundance of cans.
Just a crate. One crate will do. You know.
So you guys must work with Tenants or something then.
Yes.
No, I wish we did. You'd never get any. We just love drinking the big juicy.
Those big juicy golden pints.
Those saucy little yellow devils.
Glasgow's finest, you know, we're representing for this side of
Straight
this
from
coast.
straight from the teats of Lake Catherine.
I mean, it's been an absolute pleasure to be talking to you guys. I really enjoyed this, and just make sure you can spread the word out to our radio station. It'd be amazing. Check it out, and shows will be on every Thursday, so you can tune in every Thursday. 12 p.m. You'll hear my shows. They'll be aired live, but on Mixcloud they'll be uploaded on Mixcloud on the same day as well after aired. So you'll hear my shows on Mixcloud, so you can check me out. Sammy the Metal Show on Mixcloud. Check us out. Search Sammy the Metal Show on Mixcloud would be better. Then I'll have the links in the description box to check so you guys can check them out.
The description, wherever the box
Exactly. Over here.
Or something, the description box, just depending on your computers, maybe having Caesar or something. It might be the links might be on this side, or the links might be on this side. The mic's probably up there or something. Just depends if your computer is on a Caesar or something. It's something like that. And yeah. But, yeah. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate you guys and Lazer Eye for taking the time. It's been really good.
for having us, for the support and
See you guys very soon. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, take it easy, and thank you very much again, guys.